Hi everybody. So I thought we'd take a look at how a digital camera works. In other words, how does this mechanical device we have, take in light and make a picture? So we'll just talk about that kind of really simply. But first, we should think about this word photography. What is photography all about? How do we get an image? So we need to first think about the two parts of this word, photo and graphy. Can you think of any other words that you know that start with the prefix photo? Maybe like photosynthesis, where a plant is taking in light to create energy. So our digital camera is taking in light not to create energy, but to create an image. So what does this word mean? Photo. It means light. It comes from the Greek, and graphy or graphics is translated also from the Greek to be writing or drawing. So photography, the word itself means drawing or writing with light. So we're using light to actually draw or write a picture or map out a picture maybe. This word photography was coined by Sir John Herschel in 1839. So we need a recording device for photography. We need to take in light and it's got to land on something to make an image. So some early recording devices would be film, glass plates, paper, tin, cloth. Some early studies even included some coating of leather to be sensitized to light. So these things were all sensitized to light. And then of course for our digital cameras we've got the digital sensor. Digital sensor is an electronic device that is taking in light and it's making it into a code and heating up places. So I want you to kind of think about the digital sensor as our recording device and in this really simple grid form. Now remember that you've got in your sensor something like 4,000 pixels going across the top there and about 2,500 or 3,000 going down the side. So you multiply that out and you end up with a megapixel number, something in the range of 18, 20 megapixels, 10, 12 megapixels. So we're talking about millions of pixels in there. So this is super simplified. But I want you to think about each one of these little pixels as this little box. Right? Pixel stands for picture element. They're light collecting components of the digital sensor. As I said previously, they collect the light, but they change it into a code, heat it up in certain areas to create the various colors. And there's a lot of other technology that goes into that, but I want you to just keep this in mind that what we're doing is we're still thinking about heating up places within this rectangle that we see through our lens to make lights and darks and colors. So this is a cross section of a DSLR camera. We've got our lens here, body of the camera, shutter button, same thing over here. This is representing the aperture where the light comes in. So over here is where we're getting ready to take a picture. We're looking through the viewfinder, and inside the viewfinder is this pentaprism. So your gaze goes this way and up, bounces down to this mirror that's at an angle so that the gaze can then go out through the aperture in the lens, through the lens, out, and see the scene that you're seeing in front of you. Here at the same time, the way we're seeing that is the light is coming through the lens, reflected off of whatever your subject matter is, coming through the lens, through the aperture, hitting the mirror, going up into the pentaprism, and kind of coming out through the viewfinder. Okay. So behind the mirror here is your shutter in red and your sensor plate. Okay, what we just looked at, that thing that's collecting the light. So what needs to happen in order for the picture to be made is this mirror needs to flip up and the shutter curtain opens. So this is what we have over here. So at the moment that you're taking the picture, you press the shutter button. The light then comes in here because the mirror is now flipped up. As the light comes through, it streams through the glass in the lens, through the aperture. The shutter curtain is open momentarily. That light hits the sensor and your picture is made. Shutter curtain closes, mirror flips back down, and we're back to this position once again. Once the light has been recorded by that sensor, it goes into a memory, internal camera memory, and then eventually gets saved to your memory card. And there you've got your pictures. Now, I know some of you've got mirrorless cameras. So mirrorless cameras are pretty similar in that it doesn't have the mirror. doesn't have this pentaprism because it doesn't have the mirror. So this area is much more compact or squished together and would look more like this idea without this stuff, so that the light just comes right on through and hits directly into that shutter area. You have no viewfinder, you're generally using your screen. If you do have a viewfinder, it's an electronic LCD viewfinder, like a miniature backlight.